Basic terminologies which I wanted to cover with you guys is, first is the vulnerability. What do you understand by the term vulnerability? Perfect. Can we say a flaw or a weakness in a system, right? As a vulnerability. And then what is an exploit? So it is something that supports your, oh sorry, it is something which you take an advantage of that vulnerability, right? So when you take an advantage of a vulnerability, that is your exploit. What is payload, guys? So it is something that will support your exploit. Okay. You
Okay.
can consider Trojan over here like a payload, but the more you explore, when we're talking about in terms of attacking or in a machine, you'll get an idea how how is a payload over there and what is exactly a payload. And that payload will be helping you to do an exploit. Okay. So like when we perform it practically, you will get more idea over here that how the payloads looks like and how they are supporting to do an exploit. Okay, perfect. Then we have an asset, but generally you can say payload is something which supports your exploit, like Trojan over here. Then we have asset. What is an asset, guys? Anything which is valuable for your organization, we can say, or for you as well, right? Anything that holds some value, you can say, isn't it? Anything that holds some value. So it can be anything. Like even you guys, aren't you guys an asset for an organization? So and you hold some value, doesn't it? So that's why we say assets are something which are a valuable thing and they hold some value, that is known as your asset value. And reason being, these assets values, if you know about the risk assessment, these assets values are useful when you talk about the risk assessment part, right? Anyone? Quantitative, qualitative? So when you so when you do the risk assessment, about when you say quantitative, asset value plays an important role, because when you talk about risk assessment, that to a quantitative, it's a dollar figure scenario. If you talk about qualitative, qualitative will be like interviewing people, doing some surveys, asking about the people, the past records, checking out the past records, and according to that, we put the risk in the priorities, like that forms. But when you talk about the quantitative, it's more into a dollar figure, like getting the exact value, how much it will make a loss, how much it will impact to us, that way around. So for that, obviously, when you do a risk assessment, you should know about the assets value also, correct? And when we talk about asset value is, it varies from people to people. Well, a very common example which we prefer to give is like, let's say there is a thief and he took away like, your laptop and your mobile, both. And now I'm giving you guys an option that you can save only one thing. Which one will you choose? Then similarly, guys, since we are talking about the asset values, we have some hack values. So hack value is what? You define your asset on the basis of different values. So similarly, these attackers, they will specify your assets on the basis of different value, and that is known as your hack value. Okay. You define your assets on the basis of different values, right? Similarly, attackers will also define your assets on the basis of different value, isn't it? And when we talk about attackers perspective, that will be a hack value. So let's say I will be giving you three websites, or three servers. One will be regarding from your any food blog, one will be your school website, and one will be your bank server. Which one you will go for? The bank one, right? Because you will get some value out of it, isn't it? So attackers similarly have the hack values on different targets. The more the profit, higher is their hack value. Okay. Then we have risk, guys. Risk is something which is situation based, like which may happen or which may not, right? It can be a positive or negative. Like, for taking a common example, like if I have this laptop and I am holding a glass of water above my laptop, so risk is over here that I may spill the water on my laptop, I may do that, I may not, right? The risk can be a positive and negative. Like many people have this misconception that risk is always negative. When it involves the term risk, it is always going to be a negative. No, it's not like that. Because a good example is there, like there is the share market, isn't it, guys? You buy the shares on the basis of risk. If the shares goes up, if the market goes up, you will end up getting some positive results out of it. You will get the profit, right? And if the market goes down, it will be a negative for you, a loss. Okay, that's your risk. Then we have threat. Threat is something what which can actually alter my asset value. right? Like same example, I was holding this, glass of water over my laptop. If I spill that water on my laptop, that is obviously gonna change my asset value, right? My laptop will be of no use to me, and that water is a threat, isn't it, guys? And that's kind of a threat. Like, it doesn't matter that water is in a glass or it is coming out of a tap or it's in a river. It will always remain a threat to my laptop, right? Similarly, every asset have some sort of a threat. Am I right? Then we have bot. So something which is command and controlled by someone else. It can be a software system. In this case, we've talked about Sony Hack. Those 350K systems, right? Those are what? Those are bot. So individually, guys, they are known as bot, but when you call it collectively, they are known as your botnet. Okay, they are known as your botnet, the networks of bot. Then we have, you know, Trojan. Trojan is just something which gives us the backdoor access. Then we have a cleaner. Cleaner, what is a cleaner, guys? Cleaner, a wiper. If you remember, I use the term Shamon also over there. What it does, it deletes your data. Okay, it deletes your data. Then we have a very common and general term PII. What is a PII? Personally identifiable information. So PII, when we say, those 100 TB of data was leaked out. So it contains a lot of PII of yours, like, email ID, Aadhaar card, mobile number, address, all of those things were compromised, right? Clear? So all those details are known as your PII. Even, you can go for the Google and type credit card, or you can say card details space paste bin. In that paste bin website, you will get a lot of PIs mentioned over there. Then we have zero-day vulnerability. What is zero-day vulnerability? So before even you can say the one who developed that application, the developer of that application is aware of it, a particular vulnerability is exposed, and that is known as your zero-day vulnerability, or zero-day exploit, or zero-day attack, right? Okay. Getting back to bot and botnet, uh, it is something. Let's say, if I'm doing what, if I have controlled your system, okay, if I've controlled your system and I'm performing something task out of a system, right? You're not aware of it. So you're working as a bot for me, right? I have controlled your system. I have command and control of your system. So I am making you do the task for me. So you're working as a bot for me, right? That's a bot. And collectively, when various systems are there, that is known as a botnet. And these can be help you to do the DOS attack as well, right? The distributed DOS attack, or we call it as a DRDOS also. DRDOS, specifically DRDOS. My bad. Just one more small basic things, just as for examination purpose, you don't go much deep dive into this one. Compliance standards, you might have heard about various compliance, isn't it? For the IT security, we have ISO 27001, 27,000, all those things, right? Isn't it? We have some with the name PCI DSS. So whenever we say PCI DSS, I want you to remember the keywords. That's it. Whenever you give the examination, you will might encounter these keywords over there. So whenever you have not credit card, just I would say card details over here. Whenever you find any question with the mention a keyword with the card details, that's absolutely gonna be your PCI DSS compliance, the payment card industry. Then we have HIPAA. HIPAA is for medical, right? Medical data. SOX is also there, more related to the finance. So that would be enough. And ISO is for always your, 27,000 if you talk about, it's your IT security. Okay, just wanted you to remember all these keywords. That's it, because in examination you can get the answer directly regarding these things. So, and if you talk about PCI DSS, you might have seen, whenever you online shopping, for example, do you get a message for that in your mobile that you have made this much of a transaction, isn't it? You get the message. So, have you ever noticed in your message that your card number is hidden by X X X X X X, and the last four digits are mentioned over there. So that is done by what? That is your PCS PCI DSS compliance followed by, yeah, masking. Exactly, Nimrod. Correct word.